more or less everyone here is working on the business, and obviously you must be having some plans and vision that one day you will definitely set across the investors, and you would like to really discuss about the term sheets with them. So what exactly mean by term sheet? And when you are going through term sheet, what all terms and clauses are important to really go through, or what precautions we need to understand before we really sign any term sheet, that we are going to discuss today. So let me put on the presentation. Okay. So I am breaking this whole the term sheet into three important pieces. Okay. First important stage is, I think for the members, those who are not at all aware about the term sheet, let me tell you this. That term sheet is something which has been given as a first primary document from the investor side, which is more like a assurance or more like a first initial step where they are showing the interest to you that they are really interested in your business. If you are attempted for the funding for them and funding to them, you are discussing with them, and once they really made their mind, and now they would like to really discuss further more terms. So term sheet is the first document which will come to you, and unless you don't get a term sheet, and if someone is saying that they are interested in your business, they are interested to invest your money, they may be talking to you for a long period. And if they are not ready to give any kind of a term sheet or document, I think they are simply trying to buy a time. So if you are really in a serious talk and discussion with your investors, demand and at least ask for the term sheet if they are really serious into the game. So first important stage is your deal economics, because it's all depend and it's all more about that what kind of a proposal they are offering to you, because you are already proposed everything. This is from your investor pitch. You have been already discussed about your business. You have given all the pitch to them, the all discussion, negotiation, everything is basically in principle done. Now need to be documented. The first deal economics, major important factors which you as an entrepreneur, as a founder must know. One, the size of investment, because there are multiple factors here involved, and it is all depend on the negotiation also, that what kind of a size of deal you are cracking with them. It's not necessary that what kind of a money they will give you, in what tranche they will give you, but what is the total amount of money which the investors are ready to invest in your company. That is the size of investment, and it's a very important factor, because more or less, if they really find your business great, and if they would really want to take the best chunk of your shareholding, then definitely they will try to play their cards very smartly. They may give you a very big amount of investments as a commitment, but they would like to put that in a performance condition. So what is the size of investment is coming to you? So here you need to negotiate very smartly that what kind of a immediate money can be come into the company at what valuation, because whatever money is coming in your pocket, that valuation or whatever whatever negotiation you have or you had, that should be only for that first tranche which is coming in your company. Because if it has been scheduled in a period, then possibly that first tranche is coming, and the first tranche is coming in the first month, and next is coming on the sixth month, then you should negotiate that how you can take the best advantage or premium benefit on the second tranche, because till that time you would be working better. And if you are having that opportunity to get other deal which is giving a more better opportunity, more better valuation, you should have that window open for it. So have that clarity that what is the size of investments is mentioned in the term sheet. Second, pre-money and post-money. So I hope a lot of members would be knowing this. Pre-money means before the money is landed in your bank. Means if you are asking for 1 crore, so what is the current valuation you have been already negotiating with the investors? So before the money is coming in your bank, what is the valuation been accepted and agreed? Post money is once the money is parked in the bank, means one, if currently in case if your company valuation is 5 crore and you have asked for another 1 crore. So post money is going to be calculated or considered as a 6 crore valuation of the company. But what is the pre, what is the post? Be very clear. थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखें कि pre और post सही से लिखा है, and what is that mentioned there. Third, disbursement plan. Like I was mentioning the size of investment. What is the disbursement plan and what kind of a terms they are expecting from you? to give the money in real, in liquid to your company. So it doesn't mean that maximum companies, those are getting announcement of, okay, they have raised around 1 million, 2 million, 5 millions. That doesn't mean that all the money is coming in the first single branch. So you have to decide, because they would like to play with your all financial model and the projections which I have given to you. They would be trying to map with the need of your money for the specific period. So what is the disbursement plan? So you can negotiate here that in case if your first 6 months, if you are taking a money for first 6 months, or maybe you want money for 18 months or 2 years, so negotiate basis on that, that money should upfront come to you. Because end of the day, if you are already agreeing on some terms, and if you are taking the money upfront, that doesn't mean you will utilize that money. But at the same time, being a smart investor or being a smart player, you can take that park money and utilize for some other purpose also. Even if you park that money in the bank, you will earn interest. Even if you are going for a grade kind of a investment somewhere in right investment with the board approval, still you will make some good money. So why not to take that advantage? Because for a startup, even a small interest money, like for an example, even for a interest money of 1 lakh rupees per month, or maybe even 20,000, 30,000 rupees per month, is also a good expense cover for you. So you can take the advantage of it. Take the full money, park it. If it is not required to deploy, you can justify that the park money can be utilized or put it in a right slot, right investment, so company can earn some interest out of that whole investment. Okay. Third, the fourth one is the type of allotment. Now, when you say allotment, means how the shares will be allotted to the investors, and what will be the terms for that. Either it will be equity, either it will be a preferential, if it is a debenture, if it is a convertible or non-convertible. So there are a lot of terms here need to be very precisely go through that, how the shares will be allotted to your investors. It is going to be all condition that the money is going to come, then only you are going to allot the shares. And what will be the time period? For an example, that in case it's more like that, you have allotted the shares and possibly the money may come in a 1 month or 2 month period time. So many times it happens sometimes that anything could go wrong. Consider you have already signed the document and you have allotted the whole shares to your investor, and something happened with that investor particularly, and he is not in a position to give that money to you. How that money will come to you? So either you should have that all condition that if within 30 days of the allotment the money should come, or the money will come first and then the allotment will happen. So that terms and that condition need to be precisely checked here. Conversion terms. So how the shares will be get converted, and what is the terms been mentioned here. For an example, if you are allotting them a debenture or maybe a convertible shares, so what is the pre-defined conditions are agreed? What is the conditions been given in terms that it will convert into equity, or it will convert into with premium benefits, or there is a possibility that you can buy that in shares back, or you can allow investors to trade inside as well. So there are a lot of conversion terms. Internal trading is also possible, because in my situation, I can give one important example. Like one of my investor, since I was not having any terms in that agreement, uh, uh, after 2 years, he sold his all shares to one of other investor. But possibly if that other investor, if I am not comfortable with it, or for another example also, if any one of the investors would like to take a major shareholding in your company, and if he start buying all the shares from other investors and he become a major stakeholding, then obviously if he's not in favor to company or not comfortable with you, you will be in a trouble situation. So you can put that condition very precisely, that what is the condition of terms, that how they will convert the shares, or if they want to sell, if they want to convert into any other terms, they need to take approval from the board, or what is the predefined conditions you have. That is conversion terms. Next is liquidation terms. Liquidation in the sense how they can sell the shares and make and convert that into money. So if someone is not happy with the company, someone is not happy with your performance, someone is not happy with you as an entrepreneur, as a founder of the company, and he want to sell the shares and go back. Now, if he is unhappy with the company and if he sell the shares at very low price, it is not going to only affect his money. At the same time, he is going to ruin the whole valuation of the company, because the new investors, whenever new investor is going to come, he is going to ask all your details and all your updates from the company MCA recorded terms. He will come to know that what is the last valuation or what is the last sales happen at what value, and he get the better chance to negotiate with you, because now here it is not only about one single person, it's about the company. So there are many situations I have observed, with my colleagues. Those are not professional, unprofessional people, taken money from the individual HNIs. Suddenly they are got upset with the company. They sold the company. They have took a loss. They have just moved out of the company, or they have blocked the whole conditions and roadblock for the companies. So you have to be very sure that terms of liquidation is mentioned in the system, in the whole sheet, and you are aware about that how to deal with it. That's your first stage, that is your deal economics. Second is about the securities. Obvious, since they are giving money to you, so they would like to put more weight on conditions where they will get more security and warrants. But at the same time, being a part into the game, being a major stakeholder of the company and a founder and an executor of the company, you must take stand for your rights also. Like anti-dilution rights. If any investor is putting an anti-dilution right, means they are putting a condition that in case if there is a second round of funding will happen, a rest other member like you and other people will get diluted, but their shares will not get diluted. Means their numbers of shares will remain intact, their equity shares will remain intact. Now, if you are in a better position, if your investors are very favorable to your product, even you can put a condition as a anti-dilution right for your shares also. In case if you're not getting a good deal, if it is somewhere you are compromising on some situations, at least you can negotiate with the investors that at least since at this position you are compromising on your current situations, at least for the next round of funding, you should not be able to get your dilutions, and the next round funding, basis on your performances, you will remain with the same shares. Investors will get diluted. The rest of the members will get diluted. So it works for both sides. So ensure that your investors are not putting very clear condition on the anti-dilution, because since they are coming on a very clear understanding where they would like to be a part of the risk and the gain both sides. So anti-dilution should not be the condition there. Right of the first refusal. Now, in case if in any situation, if your group of investors, if they come with some deal in near future, and they would like to bring new investors on the board, and if you are not happy with that terms and if you are not happy with that valuation, reason because now since they are also a shareholder and they are also a big and a position in the board, they can always demand and dominate the condition that since the company is not doing well, or if they would like to take the interest out of their own exit solutions, they may put a very they may come with a solutions or a proposal that let's take some more round of funding. Maybe if it is not suitable for you, may you are not comfortable for the company's sake, or maybe it is not suitable for you as a founder. So if you have the right of refusal, means you are putting a condition that in case any proposal is coming, you have all right to refuse it. And of course, there will be a terms there, because in case if it is a right of refusal, means either you will bring something more better compared to the existing proposal, or you have to give a valid reason behind it that why it is not fit and suitable for the company. So if you have that term very defined here, at least you will get that chance. And these are very important terms. Maybe at the first early stages, we are so casual and very candid about it because we believe that at least money is coming to the company, that is good enough. But in a longer term, if you are not negotiating these terms, it will go against your will, because once the company grow, on that situations, all these terms are going to impact on your business. When the company is not doing great, obviously it is not making any sense in any situations, because any which way you have nothing to lose. But when the company is flourishing, you are having something to really take the advantage of the situations and advantage of your performances, then these terms will definitely help. Board conditions, that how the board will be formed, what will be the voting rights, how the board, what will be the size of board. Now here you have to be smart enough to keep at least equal shares of voting. In case if you are a two directors, don't allow more than four directors. At least in the dispute situations, you will have a chance at least that if your partner and you are even taking a stand against any action, there will be a possible chances that you can at least take a stand. But if board members, like three members belongs to the investor side and two members belongs to the promoter side, if there is a decision which is need to be taken and board is going to approve it, and what will be the quorum decided, based on that any document, any terms, any things can be changed. So you have to ensure that board is rightly formed and what kind of a right voting rights been given to the right players. Also, it is not necessary that when investor is coming on the board, everyone should join as a director. You can also request them. Maybe one of the representation can come as a director on the board, and maybe one or two people can become an observer on the board. They not need to be a voting writer because they are all busy people, and at the same time, it's not necessary that they will give all that suitable and valuable time for the company. So better less the people on the board is good for the company. No problem if they are coming as an observer, means they can join a board meeting, they can observe all the actions. Only factor is they won't be having a voting right, but they can contribute their value and they can analyze and they can take the reviews of all and every situation. So it's better to offer a observer position rather than giving a voting right or a director position. No shop clause. It is one of the clause in term sheet. Sometimes it mentions when investors are very keen and they would like you to control and catch the opportunity. Now here, no shop in the sense that in case if you are attempting your funding with two, three different players, maybe you are already into the market and you have got two, three other term sheets also. This is more like that you are agreeing on that once you sign this term sheet, you are going to scrap all the other negotiations and you are not going to take any further deal. Means it's a simple conclusion that whatever negotiation or whatever terms need to be done, there is only basis on the terms or this term sheet which is on the table. Rest everything is completely blocked. They can put that condition, but you should have at least some period, notice period into that. Maybe it can last for 30 days or maybe 15 days. You should have that very clear condition mentioned that at least they should not put a condition where it is going to affect your further benefits of the company. Warrants and indemnities. Many because see in the business there will be many situations. There could be a legal conditions, there could be a legal notices, there are customer escalations or the consumer quorum, no, consumer cases, or some kind of a check bounce cases, and anything could happen in the business. Now here you're declaring and you are sharing all the details with the investors. Now they may demand some kind of a warranty and indemnities from you that in future, if referring to XYZ, any case, anything goes wrong, or maybe if it is going to impact or give any kind of a dent to the company, all the other shareholders or the new investors are not going to be a party into it. So that indemnity will help them when, if anything legal or something happens, so they can show this warrant or show this indemnities to at least take a immunity out of it. It's more like an immunity for them. In a world situation where some people are in a debt loan or there is a liability in the company, there is a legal cases in the company. So against that, they may demand and put a warranty terms and conditions on it. That is second important stage. And the third important stage is your exit and how the things will happen. Liquidation will happen. Now, drag along and tag along is a very important condition here. Now, drag along and tag along is more like that you are giving that all authority to your investors that in case if something is not been performed or in any particular situations, if the company is not really doing well, in that situation, on the defined terms, how the investors can really take their all benefits or things back from the company. So for an example, if like the second term redemption rights, so if they have mentioned very specific that irrespective whatever happened in the company, either the company is doing well or not doing well, after X period, after 2 years, 3 years, the minimum investment money should be given back. A lot of people are not aware. They feel, a lot of members and a lot of people feel like that equity is something only basis on number of shares. But if they have put a redemption conditions very defined, and if they mention that very specific that they have to take that money back, of course there will be no binding and legal implications, but they will be the first right holder to take whatever the company does have. No matters after 5 years, there could be a possibility that if the company is doing maybe reasonably good, maybe you are making your enough bread and butter from there, but it is not giving any kind of a solution or any kind of a exit benefit to the investors. In that situation, if they lose their patience and after 5 years they can use this term and they can sell the company at any value and recover that money. So you will lose your company, they will get their money, and you will not remain with anything. And once you are signing drag along and tag along, means you are simply giving all the rights to them, that if you are not fulfilling the conditions which is given to them on a redemption rights or any other performance rights which you have given to them, so they have all right to drag all your shares. Means even your shares will also simply go in their pocket, and they can recover money from your shares also, from your asset also, from the company asset also. So that is something called drag along, tag along. You cannot escape that, because that's a common and very regular term which will always come in the investors term. But at least redemption right you have to really fight for, because you have to negotiate with the investors that they are coming in the company as a partner on the merit of your idea and believing on the business plan which you are sharing to them. So there is nothing should be a hold or roadblock for the company as a redemption right. You should not agree on any kind of a redemption right. You should scrap it, and you should demand that whenever there will be a next round of funding or exit will happen, that time everyone will enjoy, because you are also a part of the company. You are also taking the all that risk, because you are on the more risk. They are giving money, of course, no doubt they are sharing a money with you, but you are giving your life and your complete 100% dedicated full focus to this company. So that has to be get rewarded. And the third one is your founder vesting. Now, founder vesting in the sense, how the, in case for an example, any founder, or maybe amongst a few co-founders, some dispute happen, or maybe someone is not in a position to continue, or maybe board is not happy with him. So if they want to leave company, what will happen with the shares of that person? So in case if you are defining the founder vesting condition in the agreement, and if you are agreeing on it, there is a possibility that uh, after that some situations, if the board approves, taking the reference of a founder vesting, the board or a company can take all your shares and you will remain with nothing. But if there is no such terms mentioned there, so even if you are not in the company, still you will be a part of company as a shareholder, and whatever the benefit will come along with that shares will be always with you. But if there is a vesting period, if there is a very clear term that if you are resigning from your position, because investor is investing money not only for the business plan, they're also investing money on the face value or maybe on the merit of the founder as well. In case if the founder is losing his track and he is moving out of the whole track and he is not now bringing the whole value for the company, in that situation the vesting term can really take, like Rahul Yadav in housing.com. Many, a lot of people feel like that, oh, he left the company and given all the gifts to all their shares he is gifted to the employees. No, it was just, maybe in the media it has been circulated like that, but he cannot do it unless there is a vesting terms which is definedly mentioned in the agreement. Means agreement was agreed and the terms was agreed that in case if he leave the company for XY reason, if he resign and he want to leave the company, he has to lose his all shares. Either he can give it back to the company or he can give it to some investors or to the employees. That things can be defined here. So these are the three important stages of any term sheet. The rest of the things are common terms for a non-disclosure agreement and due diligence and other part. But especially those which is important for you as a founder should know. Those things I have shared with you. Okay. If you have any questions on this, we can take any doubts and clarifications to be done on this. Please open your mic and come.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Hi. I wanted to confirm about the redemption rights. Can you throw some light on it again?
See, redemption light in the sense that in case, consider if you have got your first investment of 1 crore in the company, the valuation, everything has been agreed. But now, if the investor is emphasizing that I want this my money, at least the basic my principal money back. Okay, so he will put a redemption condition that after 5 years, no matters if you are flourishing, if you are doing the business or not, but after 5 years, the investors have a right to ask that 1 crore back from the company. Now, how that money will be given back to the back to the investors? Obviously, if the money is parked in the company, then it is possible. Or the company have that kind of assets which can be liquidated, and the investors can take that back. So, if the redemption term is written in the agreement, he have that all right to ask. He will not even bother that if you are either you are doing a good business or a bad business. He will simply see that how he can take his money back. Got it?
I got it. And the drag along, tag along will always be mentioned in the agreements of the investor.
That's a very common, because they will not, and no one is going to negotiate on that unless you really have very upper hand and very high benefit for the investors. Then only you can negotiate. But otherwise, drag along is more like that. In case if something worst happen, in that situations they will take your shares also.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any more questions? Sorry. कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है किसी को और कोई तकलीफ?
Sir, on first slide there is disbursement plan.
हाँ, डिस्बर्समेंट प्लान जो है, डिस्बर्समेंट प्लान का मतलब है कि समझो अगर आप 1 करोड़ का आपको कंपनी ने उन्होंने बोला कि आपको 1 करोड़ का इक्विटी ये मिल जाएगा, फंडिंग दे रहे हैं। अब लेकिन आपने जो उनको प्रोजेक्शन प्लान दिखाया है, वो कह रहे हो कि मुझे पहले 1 क्वार्टर के लिए 20 लाख रुपए मिल जाएगा तो भी काफी है, देन उसके बाद में मुझे अनदर 30 लाख रुपीस की जरूरत पड़ेगी, उसके अनदर क्वार्टर में मुझे और शायद और 50 लाख की जरूरत पड़ेगी। नाउ दे मे स्मार्टली डील विथ यू कि मैं आपको एक साथ पैसा नहीं दूंगा। रीजन क्या होता है? बिकॉज इन्वेस्टर्स आर ऑलवेज वांट टू कीप देयर मनी वेरी सेफ इन देयर कंट्रोल। सो दे विल से ओके वी आर रेडी टू कमिट यू कि मैं आपको 1 करोड़ में बोल रहा हूँ, मैं दूंगा जरूर, पक्का दे दूंगा, लेकिन आप अपने बैंक में रख के उसको क्यों खराब करोगे? क्योंकि बिकॉज देन देयर इज नो कंट्रोल। कल उठ के अगर आपने कोई गलती की, कुछ गलत ट्रांजेक्शंस कर दिए, गलत इन्वेस्टमेंट्स कर दिए, गलत एक्सपेंसेस में चले गए, then you will lose money. So they would like to negotiate on the terms that जो आपने प्लान बनाया है उतना ही पैसा लो, उतने ही पैसे से आप अपना पहला प्लान अचीव करके दिखाओ। बट दे विल स्मार्टली प्ले दैट कि मुझे वैल्यूएशन तो पूरा पहले ही दे दो कि 1 करोड़ का मैंने डिस्बर्समेंट दिया है, अगर आपने 5 करोड़ का वैल्यूएशन आपने एग्री कर लिया है तो मैं 5 करोड़ में ही आपको पैसा तो 20 लाख ही दूंगा, लेकिन निगोशिएट कर रहे हैं 1 करोड़ के बेसिस पे। तो यू हैव टू प्ले दैट स्मार्ट कि अगर आप या तो उनको कहो कि सर अगर इन दैट सिचुएशन अगर आपको लगता है कि मुझे अब 20 लाख ही देना चाहिए, तो फिर आप मुझे फर्स्ट लेवल पे वैल्यूएशन एक्स दो और नेक्स्ट राउंड में फिर मेरा वैल्यूएशन अपग्रेड करो, मुझे प्रीमियम दो, क्योंकि तब तक मैं अपने बिजनेस में और बेहतर कर चुका रहूंगा। तो वैसा निगोशिएट करके आप उसके साथ डील कर सकते हैं। जैसे लोन आपको मिलता है ना, व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग अ लोन फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट और फ्रॉम द बैंक, सो डिसबर्समेंट्स का एक पैटर्न होता है कि एक साथ में नहीं मिलता है। जैसे जैसे आपका घर बनते जाएगा वैसे वैसे आपको डिसबर्समेंट मिलता है ना। तो बिल्डर से आपको वो बिल्डर के पास आपको लेटर लेके जाना पड़ता है कि इतना काम हो गया है, जितना काम हो गया उतना पैसा दो। रादर बैंक तो पूरा भी दे सकती है क्योंकि पूरा लोन तो सैंक्शनड ही है। वो इसीलिए नहीं देती है क्योंकि अगर बिल्डर ने पैसा लेके भाग गया तो आप तो फंस गए और बैंक भी फंस गए। सिमिलर वे में
कंस्ट्रक्शन लिंक्ड प्लान,
इसे
बोलते हैं कंस्ट्रक्शन लिंक्ड प्लान।
करेक्ट। द सेम वे इन्वेस्टर भी वही चाहते हैं कि जैसे जैसे आपका बिजनेस कंस्ट्रक्ट हो रहा है, जितनी नीड है, जितनी रिक्वायरमेंट है, उतना ही आपको देते जाए, ताकि आप भी उसको बहुत कॉशियसली इस्तेमाल करो और आपको भी वो कंट्रोल रहे कि मुझे उतने ही लिमिटेड बजट में काम करना।
ओके सर,
Otherwise-
देन
हम्म,
मैं भी इन्वेस्टर को उस लेवल का ही फिर शेयर दूंगा।
शेयर्स उतना ही होता है, बिल्कुल ऑफ कोर्स, बिकॉज जितना जितना आपका अलॉटमेंट होगा, जितना पैसा आएगा, उसके पैसे के बदले में शेयर्स बेचे जाते हैं। आप शेयर्स
सर
लोन लोन पे तो दे नहीं सकते।
राइट। और सर मैं अपना प्लान कैसे बताऊं कि 6 मंथ बाद ये प्लान इतना अचीव हो जाएगा? वो कुछ
बिना
उस पे भी
उसके तो
होता है?
बिना उसके तो आपको पैसा ही
शॉर्ट
नहीं
टर्म,
मिलेगा ना।
शॉर्ट टर्म, ओके।
बिना उसके तो आपको पैसा कौन देगा? आपको तो 5 साल का, 3 साल का कम से कम मिनिमम प्रोजेक्टेड प्लान दिखाना पड़ेगा ना, कि मैं ये बिजनेस किस तरीके से बिल्डअप करूंगा, मैं क्या, मेरी स्ट्रैटेजीज होंगी, मेरा गो टू मार्केट स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होगा, मेरे एक्सपेंसेस क्या होंगे, मेरा सेल्स कितना जाएगा, सेल्स को लाने में मेरे क्या एक्सपेंसेस रहेंगे, वो सब जस्टिफाई करेंगे तभी तो आपको उसका पैसा दिया जाएगा। तो वो तो
राइट राइट,
प्राइमरी
बट
प्रिंसिपल स्टेज की बात है।
वो स्टेज बाय स्टेज दिखाना पड़ेगा जैसे
यस,
जैसे आएगी।
वो आप उनको दिखाओगे कि ये मेरा प्रोजेक्शंस है, ये मेरा ये है कि ये फर्स्ट क्वार्टर की मेरी प्लान्स है, इस फर्स्ट क्वार्टर में मेरी ये एक्सपेंसेस है। फॉर एन एग्जांपल, अगर आप कहोगे कि मेरा इनिशियल इतना कैपिटल तो जरूरत है कि मुझे ऑफिस खड़ा करना है, एसेट्स खरीदने हैं, आईटी सिस्टम्स में इन्वेस्ट करना है, सो ऑब्वियसली एक उतना अमाउंट आपको बोलेंगे कि ठीक है आप इतना ले लो, अब इतने में आप कंप्लीट करो। फिर आपका जब फर्स्ट क्वार्टर या सेकेंड क्वार्टर खत्म हो जाएगा, देन दे विल रिव्यू विद यू कि हाँ सही है गलत है। बेस्ड ऑन द रिव्यू, देन दे विल डिसाइड कि आपको नेक्स्ट राउंड ऑफ फंडिंग देना चाहिए। So even then, that will be a conditional also, because more than an investment, they would like to be safe and secure their money as well. अगर उनको लगता है कि 2 क्वार्टर हो गए और आपका जो बिजनेस है वो जैसा आपने प्रॉमिस किया था वैसा नहीं जा रहा है, then obviously they have a right कि आप वो कहेंगे नहीं हम नेक्स्ट राउंड नहीं देंगे आपको। और कई बार कई होता है, कई है ना, आपने सुना होगा कि इन्वेस्टर्स बैकआउट कर गए, उन्होंने, है ना, दे हैव रेज देयर हैंड्स। वो कब होता है? तभी होता है क्योंकि आपको उन्होंने आपको एक प्लान दिया हुआ है, लेकिन आप उसके प्लान के अकॉर्डिंगली परफॉर्म नहीं कर पा रहे। तो वो बैलेंस रखना पड़ेगा आपको भी परफॉर्म करके दिखाना पड़ेगा। या फिर फर्स्ट लेवल पे ही इतना हार्ड निगोशिएट करो कि आप डिमांड करोगे नहीं सर इतना मिनिमम तो मुझे चाहिए कि 1 साल का पैसा मेरे पास पार्क चाहिए। And further they will say how the money will be secured. Then you can put a condition that let the board decide that every month whatever expenses will happen above any x amount, you will take approval from the investors, or maybe you will take approval on the budget for the quarter, and you will ensure that no money is going to spend above any budget. So वो भी एक condition है, या उस तरीके से भी निगोशिएट किया जा सकता है कि आप मुझे पैसा दे दो बट मेरे स्पेंड पे और या मेरे कंट्रोल्स पे आप एक तरीके से कंट्रोल कर लो, है ना।
ओके,
तो दोनों तरीके से निगोशिएट किया जा सकता है।
इट वाज
थैंक यू
वेरी
गाइस,
इंफॉर्मेटिव।
थैंक यू